Hello, this is Lightcast TV. My name is Ninja Lawor Kolek.
And I am Martin.
So this week we have seen leaked photos from Kilifi whereby Honorable former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga had a meeting with former President Uhuru Kenyatta. And speculations are arising from the Kenyans on whether Raila Amolo Odinga is going to ditch the government so as to join the opposition, or whether the consultations are still ongoing, because he's been heard on the media ever since he came back from the AUC bid in Addis Ababa that he is now embarking on consultations on his way forward and for ODM as well. What say you, Don?
First of all, so that saa zingine unaweza jiuliza like how can photos like those be leaked to the media, and I remember in our past videos we used to talk about maybe spies. You can find someone like Gachagua having spies kwa kampi ya Ruto. That's why there are some secrets that you find Gachagua knows even after he has been kicked out of the government, bado kwa hizo secrets na bado na spill beans of what's happening. And right now we are seeing a situation where leaked photos were those photos were leaked to the media or to the social media from Raila's camp. That means that someone like Ruto has spies kwa ni Raila, and Raila of course has spies kwa faction ya kwa inside ya Ruto. So that turns out to be an interesting turn of events. Na pia according to venye umeuliza, we saw after the AUC failure, Raila Odinga came and said that he's doing vast consultations on what he should do upon kwa future yake ya politics, and imekuwa interesting. We went to Siaya and Homa Bay, and they went also to Migori County and Mombasa County, and also right now is in Kilifi. And anaona a situation where Raila Odinga, according to the pressure he has been making of correcting Ruto to stop abductions, to stop issues to do with overtaxing Kenyans, and also he raised another issue of now the government should compensate the people that were murdered during the demonstrations, both the Gen Z and the Azimio protests. So that was actually that point I saw that now someone like Ruto is Raila now is trying to pressure the government. According to his latest remarks, I don't see where a possibility of Raila Odinga continuing to support Ruto's government, because right now kumekuwa na conflict of interest. Even the likes of Rigathi Gachagua are asking Raila Odinga to declare his stand if he is with the people or he is with Ruto. And right now, according to the signs and symptoms, and now this meeting with Uhuru Kenyatta crowns it all, it means that Raila Odinga possibility of him working with Ruto right now, 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. It's not. I don't think ataendelea kuwork na Ruto so far, according to those remarks he has made. That's my take.
Well, as we are continuing with the broadcast, many Kenyans have expressed a lot of mixed reactions as a result of the fact that there are speculations that probably Raila Amolo Odinga could actually merge with the government, and this puts the people from the Nyanza and Western region to ask whether Raila Amolo Odinga, is he only doing this for himself? Because from what I have heard from most of the policy analysts and political analysts, they have analyzed the politics of Raila Amolo Odinga, and his politics is the kind of politics where he would join those who are ideologically minded and those who have vested interests. For example, Raila Amolo Odinga wants to benefit from the government. And at the same time, he wants to support the people who are ideologically minded in terms of vision of ODM, and also the Kenyan people as well. Think about the welfare of the Kenyan people and matters democracy. So the fact that he has developed this plasmic kind of politics throughout Moi, then to Kibaki, then we find that he has merged in all these governments since Moi. He joined the Moi government. He joined the Kibaki government after the 2007 post-election violence. He joined the Uhuru government, which was the handshake, the famous handshake, which would bring about this famous document that was quashed by the court. The BBI document. And then now we have this broad-based government that they are formed with Ruto. And we have heard of members of the government allied to Ruto talking about promise of having Raila Amolo Odinga being entrenched into the official opposition party, not party, but a position in the government. So to put checks and balances, but he was doing that even without being given that position, according to the NADCO report. So I think that this is a time for the Kenyan people to actually ventilate and see what is the best forward for them, because these politicians have been there and they always think about themselves first. And before Raila Amolo Odinga goes out to consult, of course he has consulted with himself. Ye huwa anajiuliza maswali mingi sana. Hizi miaka zote amepigania hii nchi, na hizi miaka zote he has run to be the president. He has lost 5 times. He went to the AUC bid. He has lost. And so when he runs for 2027, it will be his 7th bid to run as a national leader. And in AUC, he ran as a leader for the African continent. And so it is going to be a very big deal, especially for the people from the Nyanza and the Western region, where Raila Amolo Odinga is going to forge alliances with. But for me, I think that as much as Raila Amolo Odinga would like to forge alliances or merge with Ruto, I strongly believe that it won't last, because Ruto is a man who has decided to do things in a certain way, and he has this nuance of being not democratic, but an authoritarian leader, and he wants to bring it back. So I don't think that Raila Amolo Odinga is going to stay in there for long.
And then the other factor here is you mentioned that there have been those coalitions or those moments when Raila Odinga joined Moi and also joined Kibaki and also joined Uhuru. I think right now, even if he wanted to do that, I think right now it's the worst time for him to do that, considering for his age. First of all, he's right now is around 80. I think it's 80 years, and it's like now the moment is or the choices he'll make here, it will affect his legacy. You see, so it's like if he chooses to stand with someone like Ruto so far, and like now these are his evening years in politics, this is the worst time that he can make a stupid mistake of joining President Ruto and joining the oppressor, like they said. And according to that we just said, the choices that Ruto is making, he's not even considering what Kenyans are thinking about particular issues. He's just doing the things he thinks are the best according to him. The decision he's making, when he stands to talk, what he's talking is just contrary to what the Wananchi are saying. You remember those times when something controversial would go on, there is someone like Kibaki will come up and address that issue and maybe promise Kenyans that maybe he'll work towards maybe changing it if he felt that that choice that the government had made was so controversial that or unpopular among Kenyans. You see, and even offer like a temporary solution, even let's say something that you remember that time when President Ruto did away with the Adani deal, how there was some sort of relief, some sort of peace among Kenyans, some sort of like now we feel like Ruto is listening to us, even if that cancellation was caused by the US government. People felt like at least on this one, President Ruto has listened to us in some way, especially for those Kenyans that don't know what's happening in details, because we tuko na Wakenya kutoka mashinani hawajui hiyo mambo na Adani deal na the US offering or issuing the warrant of arrest for Adani. Kuna wenye wajui, na feel tu Ruto did a good thing doing away with the oppressive Adani deal. So I think if Ruto, watu wanasema is smart, but I don't think he's that smart, because you can be smart but listen to yourself, but not listen to other people or what other people, the people you are leading, wanafikiria. I think that's my take.
The Kenyan people need to be smart, they need to be sharp, and they need to think about themselves first, because their leaders, ever since independence, they have showed that they think about themselves before the Kenyan people. Look at how history has unraveled in itself, whereby we've had corruption, we've had cases of abductions, we have cases of extrajudicial killings. This is not something that is new. It has been carried over ever since the first Kenyatta's government after independence into Moi's government, where we've had politicians fighting for the justice and for democracy being imprisoned. We've had cases of people disappearing, people who are speaking about the ills of the Kenyan government being detained, being abducted, extrajudicial killings being inflicted upon them, and hence the family suffering. So I think the Kenyans need to make a decision. And I also want to make a clarion call to the non-governmental agencies, the NGOs and the human rights agencies to take up this mantle and actually educate the Kenyan people on the importance of putting themselves first and coming up with a leader who will actually do the Kenyan bidding, do the bidding for the Kenyan people. Because you find that these politicians, of course, they have money that they have amassed from the government. They have money that they have amassed from the public office. They have monies that they have amassed from corruption. That is why you hear them when they are asked how much they are worth, what is their net worth. Some amount to billions and billions, and you cannot tell me for a fact that the politicians who had nothing when they entered politics, all of a sudden they're earning billions, is as a result of businesses. So I think the Kenyan people need to go back to the drawing board and actually rethink the politics of this country. And now I am so glad that the 2024 Gen Z protest happened, showing that we are woke. So thank you so much for watching. My name is Ninja Lawor Kolek.
My name is Martin. You can support us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, that is Lightcast TV Kenya. We also have another channel, Lightcast TV Entertainment. Kindly cross over and subscribe to it. And also we are on TikTok at Lightcast TV Kenya. Follow us there, and pia kwa Facebook at Lightcast TV Kenya. And thank you very much. See you on another video.